What's going on, guys? My name is Rumble Skrash. In today's video we're gonna be talking about the brand new PvP Sugo Fest that's gonna be coming out this weekend. So this weekend basically Legend Enel arrives, and Legend Enel is a PvP exclusive legend, so that means that you're only gonna be able to pull him in PvP banners. So that's the first PvP exclusive legend, and then he will release also with this Rebecca and Toy Soldier that you see here in the corner. That is a brand new PvP limited rare recruit. But actually, there's another new unit that's gonna be coming out with this Sugo Fest, which is PvP limited rare recruit law. Because as we had these advancements of content for the release of Kaido and stuff like that, that you all guys knows about, then this PvP law was supposed to come first, and then after a month, it was supposed to be the Enel and Rebecca and Toy Soldier. But as they skipped a month, we're gonna be having the release of these two units at the same time. So that's actually interesting, and it has its bad things at the same time, but I'm gonna be talking about that. Now, we're gonna be talking about the units and the steps. So first I'm gonna be talking about the units. Here you're gonna be able, once it's downloaded, to see the information of the brand new Sugo Fest exclusive Enel and the Rebecca Soldier and the Law. So we're gonna start with Enel, and let me tell you, he's a really good unit. I already talked about him a little bit, well, when he first released in JP, but I already talked about it also in my last tier list video of best units in PvP. So if you wanna go check that out, I will link it here on top. But yeah, he's an amazing unit and basically a key piece for a side team. And basically with this Enel and Rebecca into Solier, the Slashers are officially dead. Like no questions about it. Like you're gonna be saying they just destroyed the slasher teams. So finally the slashers are out of the picture. They were kind of already out with this release of B2 Kite and stuff like that, but now it's a definitive blow that will knock them out. So yeah, this Enel is really good because as you can see, the passive is defense up level 5 for the whole match and speed up level 5 to Sai. So already amazingly good. A defensive buff so high for the whole match and at the beginning of the battle mainly. It's just amazing. Like, it's so good. There's not a lot of units that do that, so he's amazing for that. Yeah, it's only to Sai, but he's basically used in side teams. So then at the first 40 seconds of the battle, he will debuff the special city down. Well, he will give special city down level 5 to slasher characters. So you see why he basically destroys slashers, because both of these units are basically focused on countering slasher units. But it's not only good for that. Like, the side team is gonna be really strong, and I'm gonna be talking about it a little bit. But yeah, so and also just keep in mind that you're debuffing slasher units, not only the slasher team. So if a particular team like a rainbow team has Shanksur there, you're debuffing Shanksur. So that's massive. And for example, Roger and stuff like that. So that's why the value of Roger decreases a little bit, and the same goes for Shanksur and stuff like that and units like that. So this is the passive, but as you can see, really low cooldowns. 17 seconds is really low, and for what he does, it's just amazing. He will target all enemies, he will not miss for attack 1.1 times. So it's not really high damage, but he will just be constantly activating, and he will buff the defense of Psy units by level 3 and speed up level 5. So that's a massive buff for a 17-second cooldown and during 17 seconds. So if you give him a little bit of special city up that you can obviously do with, for example, B3 law, you can kind of guarantee that you have all these buffs continuously active except for the first 17 seconds. So yeah, like really massive. So he himself can give side units defense of level 8 and speed of level 10, so that's massive, apart from giving a lot of damage to the enemy units and debuffing slashers. So really massive, and the stats are actually really impressive too. The defense 206 is kind of high, not really high, but it's kind of high, and the same goes for speed. So this is gonna be, I forgot to mention, he's a driven and striker unit. So yeah, and now the next unit we're gonna be talking about is Rebecca and Toy Soldier. So Rebecca and Toy Soldier are also focused around Psy and debuffing slashers. So this passive is just so broken. It's attack up level 6, defense up level 2, and HP up level 5. Remember, for a cost 20 units. So if you check, for example, the passive of Jerma 66, the legend, he will actually give defense up level 2, HP up level 5, and then, well, he will debuff the defense of in units by level 2. But yeah, so really similar passives, and Germa 66 cost 55 and this unit cost only 20, so it's really broken. This passive is just amazing, and the special on a really low cooldown too, 22 seconds is really low. He will target 2 enemies for 2 times attack, then he will target enemies in a large range for defense down level 3, that is a radial range and it's kind of really big, for 20 seconds, which is a lot, and then he will debuff the defense of slasher units by level 5. So slasher units will get, if they are in that range, defense down level 8, so that is actually so broken. Like, this unit just destroys slashers. If you go up against a rainbow team that has Shankshrew, he will get defense on level 8, and then you can just finish him, and then all the other units in the rainbow team will lose the massive buffs, defensive buffs that Shankshrew is giving. The same goes for Roger. So just so good, this unit to specifically counter slashers, and there's a lot of good slashers not only on slasher teams, as I was saying. So really impressive unit. I really love this unit, and definitely one of the best PvP limited recruits. Like, I already did the tier list and I ranked them too, but yeah, so this unit is gonna be really amazing, mainly also now at the very beginning of when he releases. They are just amazing, both of these units. So I'm gonna be talking now about the next one. So the third unit, this is the PvP limited recruit Law, and he's basically gonna be similar to Sobamask, a Kaku, a PP Whitebeard. He's gonna be mainly used as a bench nuke, but he's a strength based unit and he can be used actually in strength team. So if you want to build a strength team, definitely you need this guy. Like, strength team, with the problem that they have is that they do not have a lot of tankiness. So this is one of the only units, not the only unit, but one of the only units that actually provides that, because he will give HP up level 5 and defense up level 3 to strength. So that's actually really good. And then for the first 40 seconds he will buff the attack to slashers, which is okay. And on a low cooldown, 27 seconds is not that high. He will deal massive damage, so 2 times attack on a large range, that is a radial range, so that is really good range. And then he will massively buff the attack and speed to strength units. So if you have a strength team, that's gonna be really good. If you don't have a strength team and you use him as a bench nuke, at least he will give that to himself and maybe some other unit. So he's one of the best bench nukes that you can use, apart from PP Whitebeard and Solo Mask, in terms of PP limited rare recruits. So now Kaku gets knocked down a little bit, because the best 3 bench nukes are actually gonna be this guy, PP Whitebeard and Solo Mask. But yeah, like, if you, for example, if you're using B3 Law in a team, you cannot use this guy as a bench nuke, so Kaku is still useful for that. But yeah, and B3 Law is actually going to be really good with these quick teams and side teams and stuff like that. So Kaku still has some value, but yeah, it's a little bit lower now that we have another option to use as a third bench nuke. So he's a really good unit, but the main 2 units are actually these ones, in my opinion. I'm gonna be definitely pulling for both of these units, and if I can get Law along the way, it's gonna be really nice. So let's actually talk about the Sugo Fest. So the first step is actually a discount multi, so it's actually good, 30 rainbow gems, and the second one is actually gonna continue that trend of getting characters somewhat leveled up in the passive and special in PvP. So it's actually quite nice, but it can be any character, so it's whatever. But the second multi is gonna be, the last poster is gonna be a character with passive and special to level 3, which is okay, but it can be any character. And then the third multi is actually gonna be a legend with passive and special to level 5, so that is max passive. If you get a really good legend in PvP like that, it's gonna be really useful. But what I really like about those kind of steps is that it gives you the chance to have some characters at max or somewhat leveled up that you wouldn't normally invest into, so you can try to build some bait defense without having to invest in those in some weird units. So that can actually be quite good, having a legend with max passive and you haven't invested anything into them, but you can use them. That's actually quite nice. Then there is actually one gem multi, so it's good that we have still 1 gem multis. So in the fifth multi, this is the important thing that I wanted to mention. Like normally in these PvP banners, the fifth multi in global normally was guaranteed the new PvP limited rare recruit. But now that we have, for example, the release of 2, and it happened already with the Sugo Fest of Cavendish, apparently they are gonna stop doing that and not guaranteeing the PvP limited rare recruit, which really really sucks because I really like that step. At least with 181 gems, you could guarantee yourself the new PvP limited rare recruit, and that was really really good. I understand that they don't do that, and now that we have Enel also in this banner too, it's actually good that they do a recommended character, because recommended character are those characters here. So it's either Enel, Rebecca Tosolier, Law. Unfortunately, there's for some reason this Akainu here, which is really really bad. But well, and then the Cavendish. So in my case, for example, I didn't pull on the Cavendish banner, so I'm missing the all three of the PvP limited rare recruits. I would really really love to get the Rebecca Tosolier. I mean, but if in these steps I get new units, it's nice. I'm really, really hoping I don't see a red and it's a kind of there, because it's gonna be really, really funny. But yeah, if you get the red, you have 50-50 chance to get Enel. So yeah, if you see a red in those steps, we really hope that it's not a Kaino if you already have him. So yeah. And then the 50th step is gonna be that. But then after that, the 6 multi is actually a character maxed out in PvP. So that is actually interesting, because if you can have a character maxed out, that's what I was saying, you can actually play with some bait teams and have a character completely maxed that you wouldn't have. So it could be interesting, and if it's actually a good unit, then all the good is there. So I really like those kinds of steps. But yeah, the next steps are 1 gem multis. In the 9th step, there's again a recommended character, and then the 10th step is again another completely max Sugo Fest exclusive in this case. So I really really love that you can get a fully max legend. If it's actually Enel or something like that, it's really good. Now one thing I'm not sure is if Enel is gonna come completely max. I'm assuming that it's gonna, because in JP he was coming completely max in PvP and passive, so in PvP special and passive. But and the same goes for Rebecca and Tosolier and Law, but we have no confirmation because we don't have the information about the Sugo Fest. I'm really hoping that it's the case. It would really suck if it's not, but well, if it's not, we would have to invest in those units. But I'm really hoping that they come max like in JP. So yeah, and then so if you get a really good legend on this 10th step, you can actually get fully max PvP legend, so that's really nice. And then the 13th step is again a recommended character. The same goes for the 17th step and the 21st step. And then you can guarantee yourself NL in the 25th step. So yeah, it's unfortunately that they didn't guarantee him in the 20th step. Like I really really hate that they kind of stopped doing that 20 multis to guarantee the new legend. But well, I mean, it's not as bad as 30 multis, so I guess it's okay. I'm really really want both of these units, so I'm gonna be pulling for both of them. I hope I don't have to do a lot of multis, and I don't have to go for the guaranteed, but well, we're gonna be seeing. And that's gonna be it for today. So I have really something special planned for these pools, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they go. So definitely stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this Sugo Fest, and if you're gonna be pulling on it or not. And for example, how many multis are you gonna be doing? If you wanna just get one of the both of the new PvP limited records and then go out, and if you are lucky you get NL or not. So let me know in the comment section down below what you're gonna be doing, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.